Let's talk about something we all deal with every single day: uncertainty. We spend so much of our time trying to map out our lives, planning every little step, thinking we can actually control where we end up. But what happens when that map just leads you off a cliff? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into today.
I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? You've got the perfect plan laid out. The spreadsheet is a work of art. The 5-year goal is set. You've thought of everything. And then, boom, in a heartbeat, life just rips up your script and starts improvising. It's maddening. But this whole explainer, it's about seeing that moment in a totally new light.
So, let's start right there, in that moment of impact. That feeling in your gut when the plan you were so sure about just dissolves. It's more than just a surprise. It's that dizzying feeling when you realize the map you've been following is suddenly worthless.
And here's the real kicker. We can be absolute masters of the plan, but we are never ever the masters of the outcome. Think about it like this. You can write the first draft of a movie, but life is the director, the editor, and the final cut is totally out of your hands. And trust me, life loves to make some last-minute edits.
And this gets us to a really big idea. We put so much trust in these external things, these plans and structures we build. But when they fall apart, and they will, the only thing that really gets you through is your internal foundation, your resilience, your ability to get back up. That is your real superpower.
Okay, so if our plans are destined to fail, you might be thinking, what's the point of anything? But this is where the story gets really interesting. Let's try to reframe this whole uncertainty thing. What if it's not a failure? What if it's actually an open space? A space where life delivers its most amazing and unexpected gifts.
This right here is the heart of the whole shift. We're pretty much wired to see the unknown as the enemy, something we have to fight and conquer. But what if we saw it as a teacher instead? A kind of quiet mentor who only shows up when we truly need them, ready to teach us things we could never learn from a plan.
So what does this teacher actually show us? Well, it shows you who you really are when the pressure is on. It's a true test of your heart. It forces you to get stronger, kind of like a tree building deeper roots in a storm. It stops your life from getting stale and boring, and sometimes it actually shoves you off the path you thought was right, only to guide you to one that's way, way better for you.
And that brings us to the gifts themselves. Think about it for a second. The best things that have ever happened to you, maybe meeting the love of your life or stumbling into your passion, they probably happen in these little gaps, right? In the moments that weren't on your to-do list. Uncertainty is what makes room for serendipity to do its thing.
Just imagine for a second, what if you knew everything that was going to happen? Every single thing. Can you imagine how boring that would be? The excitement would be gone. There'd be no real growth. It would just be monotony. It turns out that uncertainty is the spice of life. Without it, the whole thing would be completely tasteless.
All right, so it's a great idea, right? Uncertainty is my teacher. But that's a lot easier to say than to actually live. So how do we do it? How do we take this cool philosophy and make it a real practical part of our lives? That's what we're going to dig into next.
I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. You can't stop the waves in the ocean, can you? It's pointless to even try. You'll just get exhausted. But if you learn how to surf, those same powerful waves can carry you somewhere amazing. The happiest people out there don't fight the rhythm of life. They learn to dance with it.
So how do you learn to surf these waves? Well, it pretty much comes down to 3 things. First, you've got to stop obsessing about a future you can't control and just focus on this very moment, which you can. Second, you have to be like water. Learn to adapt and flow instead of being rigid. And third, and this is a big one, don't just stand there waiting for the whole path to light up. Just take the next step. Even if it's dark, you'll find the light as you go.
When you really start to live this way, something incredible happens. That fear of the unknown, it starts to feel a lot more like excitement. You wake up in the morning not with a knot in your stomach about what might go wrong, but with this genuine curiosity about what the day might hold. Every sunrise becomes a brand new, unwritten adventure.
So we've gone on this journey from seeing uncertainty as our enemy to seeing it as a gift. But in a world that's constantly changing, is there anything we can actually truly hold on to? The answer is yes. And it might just be the most powerful idea of all.
This is it. This is your anchor. The outcome is never guaranteed. The results are not up to you. But there is one thing, just one, that is always 100% yours. Your effort, the hard work you put in. That is the only certainty you've got, and nobody can ever take that away from you. So, we'll leave you with this to think about.
Life isn't some fixed menu where you order the same safe thing every time. It's more like a wild buffet of unpredictable flavors. Some are going to be sweet, some bitter, some just plain weird, but they all make the meal worth it. So the only real question is, what new flavor are you brave enough to try tomorrow?